Howdy folks, Jamboriki here. In today's video I'm going to be doing a Patron requested review of the Suicide Squad. When government official Amanda Waller puts together a new Suicide Squad task force, she decides to go with mercenary Bloodsport, jingoistic vigilante Peacemaker, the ammo-loving Ratcatcher, the bizarre Polka Dot Man, and a human-chomping himbo Sharkman called Nanawe. This squad's mission is to break into a kaiju experiment facility in Corte Maltese, and along the way, they end up rescuing Harley Quinn from the Maltesian fascist government. Once the team succeeds in their mission though, they learn that their real task was to delete evidence of the US's contribution to these twisted tests. James Gunn's hands are all over this comic book movie. He really has a knack for blending hilarious black comedy with wholesome sincerity. One moment you're laughing at an immature joke.
But if this whole beach was completely covered in dicks, and somebody said I'd eat every dick until the beach was clean for liberty, I would say no problemo.
Why would someone put penises all over the beach?
Who knows why madmen do what they do?
You know what I think? I think liberty's just your excuse to do whatever you want.
Then the next you're being endeared by a character's vulnerability.
When I was a lad, if I didn't finish a task right, he would dole out the punishment. And one day he just locked me in a crate for 24 hours. And it was full of starving rats.
It's really hard to balance a macabre sense of humour with earnest drama, without ever letting one ruin the other, but I feel like Gunn has mastered this filmmaking style. My favourite running gag has to be how Polka Dot Man imagines everyone around him as his evil middle-aged mother, and I mean everyone.
Pablo! You see who that is? Huh? It's your mom!
The squad members themselves are a well-picked selection. They're a weird bunch of villains who are set apart by their distinct mindsets, powers, and tactics. In spite of any differences they have though, they end up naturally bonding together. Their chemistry mainly works because the squad is allowed to socialize in different environments. There are many occasions where these villains are allowed to have fun together, because their mission requires them to enter a nightclub, or play the waiting game until the next move. At the end of the day, a lot of these villains are broken outcasts who have been rejected by society, or abused by their parents. It's their mission together that helps them to see that they're not alone in this cruel world, and that they can overcome their traumas to become heroes, as they develop an almost family-esque bond that helps them believe in themselves or fill voids in their lives. Heck, I found myself resenting other characters way more than some of our leads, like Waller, who was willing to endanger children to bribe criminals into a squad, while showing zero remorse.
Under the right circumstances, she could be tried as an adult, and if convicted, could be sent right here to Old Belle Reve. And in here, well, you never know what might happen to a frail young thing like that.
Oh, and of course I despised Peacemaker, a jingoistic dickbag who uses his patriotism as an excuse to do whatever he wants, all while contradicting his own name.
That's where they're holding flag.
Nothing like a bloodbath to start the day.
They call you Peacemaker.
I cherish peace with all my heart.
That's one of my favourite things about this movie. While it's very clear that the Maltesian fascists are bad guys who deserve what's coming to them, the film isn't shy to point the finger at America too. From the cruelty of the self-interested government, to the violence of entitled nationalists. It's a reveal of this sick experiments and America's involvement in them that really exposes how things aren't always black and white, and the Western powers can be just as corrupt as the countries that the US fights.
I'm tired of covering up their dirty little secrets. This time these sons of bitches are gonna be held accountable.
I can't let you do that, Colonel.
Excuse me?
I'm truly sorry. Miss Waller charged me with making sure those records don't leave this building.
Of course, I should have known. Waller's always got a backup.
Everything leads to one big bombastic finale, in which the squad abandon their posts to defend a Maltesian town from the giant kaiju Starro. It's wildly satisfying seeing Waller's disgruntled staff overthrow her, so that they can help the eccentric criminals save the day. Plus the battle itself is incredibly engaging, because it's painfully obvious that the squad is outmatched by something this huge. Heck, this specific squad wasn't designed to take on something this immense. They're a tactical operations unit, yet Bloodsport and his team defy expectations and prove that even a bunch of wacky felons can be superheroes.
That's my dad.
Because of these people, Corto Maltese, we have free democratic elections for the first time in 90 years.
Yes, Starro is a very silly final boss, but considering that the film's sense of humour is already ridiculous, Starro really works as a major villain. He fits into Gunn's world. Heck, he might look kind of cute in design, but his face-sucking clones are super creepy, and his ginormous size makes him very imposing.
I'm a superhero! I'm a
Fucking stupid!
Watching the squad defeat him with flying colours feels so rewarding after everything was obviously stacked against them. To conclude, the Suicide Squad takes the DCU in a much needed fun and silly direction. It's a terrific superhero black comedy with a lot of colourful personality, high-stake tension, and believable character chemistry. Yes, I do think that it's a huge improvement on the boring and awful 2016 movie. It's a shame that Warner Bros. Marketed this film poorly with a dumb title that doesn't indicate that it's a sequel. So what are your thoughts on the Suicide Squad? Let everyone know in the comments below, and don't forget to click that like button. I've been Jamboree, feel free to subscribe. Cheerio folks.